Hold on. Two things, okay? Don't let me forget the story. Anyway, so I went to dinner. I can't really say names, but I can say names if you edit them out, okay?
He just did it again.
What the is this? I got the worst seat in the house. People are watching this. People are jumping off buildings behind me.
It's kind of cool.
And they're like, Bert, stop talking. I want to watch action.
It looks good.
It's nice. She goes, so what are you doing? And now I'm like, I don't want to say Dana or Joe's name. Not name dropping. So, but I go, we're coming out for the UFC fight. And Mel Gibson's just like, so what do you do? And I was like, nice. I'm like, hook, line, and sinker. And I was like, I'm friends with Joe Rogan. God damn it, what the fuck did I say?
So a couple of weeks ago, Tom and Bert went to the South by Southwest Festival in Austin, where they hired out a party house to host friends and fans of their vodka brand Porosos. And just in case you'd forgotten, these guys are supposed to be comedians, not middle-aged event promoters. Now that I think about it, if Bert had never met Joe Rogan, he'd totally be a nightclub promoter. Anyway, this special episode of Two Bears, One Cave was cringe as fuck, and I'm going to take you through all of it. There are a few things that came out of it, such as Tom asking Bert about Ari Shaffir, going around saying that the story about how Ari dosed Bert with Molly was just a bit and it never actually happened. And I've also got a clip of Big J Ogerson calling out Bert for being a tone-deaf redact on Matt and Shane's secret podcast. As for this party, though, it looked fake as fuck. I seriously think half the people in the background standing around the pool were hired extras from a talent agency. They were clearly trying to thirst trap their audience by having two blondes right behind the camera in clear view. And they never actually explained where they were and what they were doing. They thought it'd be funny to say they were going to talk about the party, but then they just changed the subject. Honestly, it was so funny. I was laughing the whole time. It's such a good bit.
I'm in a really good mood today.
Yeah, I see. I mean, the outfit looks like it's a good mood too.
Yeah, it's
Where'd you get that?
I bought it in Las Vegas. I didn't look at the price tag, and I really regret that. I looked at the price tag today as I was unboxing it, and it was a little pricier than I imagined.
Really?
Ever paying for anything.
For anything?
Anything.
Where'd you get it?
I don't know. It's perfect for this house.
Yeah, it is. We still didn't talk about the house.
Okay,
we'll
talk about the house. Let's put a pin in that. Hold on. Can I tell you what I got into?
Yeah.
I'm going to need to show you these so you can understand them. So I have a problem with underwear, okay? Do you think if you take SSRIs, do you think that it makes you just a little happier? So I'm not depressed, but I wouldn't mind being a little happier.
I don't know. I've never been on them, so I wouldn't know.
Is you on SSRIs?
SSRIs? It's just two S's.
Yeah.
SSRIs.
SSRIs.
Yeah.
Did I just develop a lisp in the middle of this?
Yeah, you did.
SSRIs.
Look at Kingman's bod.
Can we talk about where we are real quick?
Yeah, we didn't even get to that. God, look at him, man. He's fucking jacked.
Yeah.
Shit. I saw that lean. She's like, whoa.
So I never dated a chick with red hair.
I like how you whispered like we're not on mic.
What's the matter?
He just jumped from the roof.
Kingman did?
Yeah.
Jesus
Christ.
Is
this a prank?
No, I'm not.
No.
Is there someone's dick and balls pressing?
No, he's not.
There was, but he just jumped from the roof.
Look at that psycho.
There's a TV out there, man.
Jesus Christ. We have insurance, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so the whole episode was like that. If we ever needed evidence that Tom's checked out, then this was definitely it. He strategically placed himself on the side so he could see out the window and check out the hired talent, while Bert just rambled about his career, his legacy, and all the shit he's been talking about in therapy. I swear, Tom barely spoke in this episode. By the way, someone should tell him that when he shaves his beard and dresses like that, he looks like a millionaire trying to dress like a billionaire, but ends up just looking like a serial killer, which he is, allegedly. And there's nothing more disturbing than two middle-aged comedians who are married with kids thirsting over younger women live on a podcast for the world to see.
I think we should wrap it up. We got to go socialize. We got to eat a burger. Are you going to eat a burger?
I'll eat the guts of one.
Huh?
I'll eat the guts. I'm supposed to get an IV, but I saw those ladies back there. I don't know if I trust them. Are you just looking at asses?
Yeah, a little bit.
Hey, ladies.
Hey, how you doing? How's it going? All right, let's go check out some asses and some IVs. And
Thank God I didn't bring my wife to this. Can't wait to see a 55-year-old chick in a one piece in the fucking pool. All
right.
Hey, is the sauna on? Can someone turn the sauna on? Oh my God, Philip Lee, you got burgers? I'm gonna have two. I'm in my one piece. I don't mind.
So for those of you who were wondering what the fuck was going on in my previous video when I played this clip of Bert stuffing his face with a burger while on a vitamin IV, this was the party they were at. And it's funny how Bert was just telling Tom how he'd only have the guts of the burger because you know how Bert's keto now, so he doesn't eat carbs. He basically has the self-control of a toddler. Bert's the only person I've ever seen who thinks that contradicting himself and lying to everyone is a flex. The way he was demolishing that burger, knowing he was on camera, is fucking gross. Now, you're probably wondering why I sound like I have so much hatred in my voice today, and you're not wrong. I am actually angry, and there's a very specific reason why.
Hey, when's this come out? My special's dropped, right? Well, check out my special, Lucky, streaming right now on Netflix.
There you go.
There you go. That's my plug.
As you probably already know, Bert just dropped his 6th comedy special on Netflix last week, which I just reviewed over on my Patreon with full clips and commentary. I'm just going to be straight up with you guys. It's probably one of the worst comedy specials I've ever seen, and I'm not saying that it's bad as in Gringo Puppy bad. Gringo Puppy is so cringy that over time it's developed its own cult following, and it became a work of art in its own special redacted way, kind of like that movie The Room. Yeah, that's a good one. Gringo Puppy is the Room of comedy specials. But Bert's special Lucky is just straight up shit, and that's why I'm so angry. The reason why is because in the last couple of months, you guys have probably noticed that I've been backing Bert to make a comeback. At the end of last year, you guys voted him the biggest lol cow of 2024, and then in 2025, he started to make improvements. A couple of his friends called him out for interrupting too much, which resulted in the cancellation of Sober October over on JRE, and then, if you recall, he came out and explained that he sees podcasting as a continuation of his stage act and doesn't understand why his buddies are so annoyed by him when that's been his whole persona the whole time. Bert sees himself as a clown and doesn't know how to switch it off. As you guys know, I actually sided with Bert on this one. I agreed with him, and I still do. But then he drops one of the most dog shit comedy specials I've ever seen and ruined all the momentum he had going for 2025. It was the ultimate betrayal. And not only that, just a few weeks ago, he told Theo Von that he's taking a break from touring because he felt that his material was starting to feel recycled and felt stale. That way, he could take some time away from it all and then renew and reflect, come up with some new bits and change his style up a little bit. But now that's all gone out the window because he can't stand being alone. Bert's going back on tour.
And I'm touring again. I set up a new tour.
I know.
I'm so excited. I feel like I'm really at a place where I go, I realize why I like touring. It distracted me from everything.
Yeah. Right. I know.
When I haven't toured, Tom, all I do is like, I've gotten crazy. And so I'm like, I announced a tour, and the second I announced a tour, I started relaxing.
Yeah. Makes you feel better.
It's crazy, man. Being off has really made me question, like, what motivates me.
What do you think it is?
I want to go back to college. I want to go back to college when, like, I didn't have any motivation for anything, and everything was just about exploring the day and just going, like, what are we doing today? Like, I never thought about tomorrow. I never thought about September. In college, I never went like, I wonder what I'm going to do September. You know, what's my summer going to look like? Yeah. I was always like, what's going on this weekend? I'm so overwhelmed with like career goals, legacy. That's the thing that's really me up is I actually thought the other day, I was like, maybe I'll quit comedy and just go be of service to people because like so what, you die and then people make fun of you the day you die, your career is you're a comedian, and then no one talks about you. I mean, we've had so many friends where that happens, and you go, okay, doesn't seem like the good way to go out.
You really think about that?
I think about that, yeah.
I've never
thought
had
about
that thought.
Are you serious?
Zero.
Yeah, so Bert's completely lost the plot. He's all over the place. He's got no idea what he's doing anymore. It's so obvious that he took time off and then he got FOMO, thinking that he was going to get left behind and lose the limelight. So he quickly told his people to book him a new tour so he could get back on the road with all his buddies on his payroll. That's Bert's idea of staying relevant. He can't stand the idea of not being the center of attention. I reckon he has nightmares about people forgetting who he is. And the whole legacy thing that he always craps on about is so fucking funny. Bro seriously thinks his legacy is going to be anything other than being the fat drunk guy who takes his shirt off and tells boring ass stories on stage.
Fucking love life.
There you go.
But I do want to die, and I want everyone to go, where were you when Bert died? That's the thing. This is what I want from the fans. The day I die, all I want you to do is tell a stranger that I died. Oh, shit, Bert Kreischer died. Because that's the crazy thing. Like when Gene Hackman died, everyone at the bar was like, oh, Gene Hackman died. I remember where I was when Gene Hackman died.
He's 95. It was 95.
95.
So you want to be like...
No. I want none of it to matter to me. That's what I want. I don't want to try to make myself carry on a legacy or be important to the world. Any of that. I don't want any of that.
Yeah.
But I just want to genuinely not want it. Does that make sense? Like I wanted to genuinely not care. Like my grandmother didn't give a. She just died, right?
Yeah.
And then she died, and then she just knew that we'd always talk about her.
Yeah.
And we're like, cool. But she just did good things around the community, and she was like a good person. I was like, I don't want to think on the larger scale. What I want to do is get to a place where I was in college, where I just thought about the end of the day and thought, that's how I lived, in the moment. And now I'm not living in the moment. And I've been off for so long, I'm living less and less in the moment every day.
It seems attainable, man.
I know. I'm in a lot of therapy right now.
Are you?
I'm in doubles. I have
You're in
couples
doubles?
therapy and single therapy.
Yeah.
It's like all I do is talk about things.
Well, these seems like real therapy thoughts.
I'm happier than I've ever been in my entire life.
Yeah.
I really am. The girls are self-sustainable. They're having a blast. I love my job. I love what I do. I love my wife. I love my house. I love everything. I want for nothing except I don't want to think about tomorrow. I just want to think about right now, and I'm not there yet.
Oh, I got it. Once you get to that place where you can be super present about today, that's the goal.
Fuck, Tom really is on autopilot. He couldn't stop looking out the window, thinking how much fun it would be out there, soaking it up with all the hired baddies who his producers paid to ask him for his autograph. And what the actual fuck is Bert going on about? I've made a career out of being able to explain the shit that comes out of his mouth, but at this point, I honestly have no fucking idea. He has well and truly lost the plot. His obsession with legacy and being remembered is out of control. Bert literally just wants people to remember him and cry as if he's fucking Princess Diana or something. Bro, you tell dick jokes for a living. Even Big J Okerson called him out for being a giant douchebag on Shane Gillis and Matt McCuskers podcast just a couple of weeks ago.
When we had Everlast on Bonfire a couple years back, Bert Kreischer was in the studio with us. It was me and Dan still on the show. And I was like, oh, it'd be really funny. I go, when Everlast gets here, let's go around the room and everybody do your impression of, what's the girl's name? It was like, somebody got pregnant from a guy named Tom. And then when Bert came in, he was like, dude, I wouldn't do that. I was like, why? He goes, just musicians take themselves really seriously. Like, he won't think it's funny. He's going to be weird about it. And he was almost giving me, Bert was giving me like a read the room thing. He's like, just, I wouldn't do it. And got me in my own head where I was like, yeah, I'm not, I won't even bring it up. And then when Everlast came in after talking to him for a little bit, he was very cool. And I was like, hey, we have a guitar, man, here if you want to play a song or anything. And Bert goes, oh, if you play a song, I swear to God, I'll get butt naked right now. And I was like, yeah, brilliant. I'm like, Bert, you told me to read the room on that. He doesn't want to hear an impression of himself. But you think one of the top Mount Rushmore of wiggers wants his payment for doing something he already doesn't want to do to be a man gets naked in the room? You read the room, Bert. He's like, I'll get naked if you do. Hey, dude, great news. I'll get naked if you do something. You're probably really cool. So? You're probably cool with the nudity of men, right?
That's so funny.
Hey, you grew up in a culture that's pretty fucking awesome with gay.
That's such a funny move.
I'll get totally naked. But the fact that he had the sense, it's the outward. Like, he knew, he's like, yeah, that would not be a good thing. Like, he needs somebody to go, Bert, I don't think Everlast wants to see you naked as a reward, punishment, or otherwise.
Seriously, we need more Top 250 comedy assassins calling Bert out like this. You can just imagine Bert sitting on the toilet scrolling through his feed when that clip of Big J comes up and sends him into a rage. Apart from Brendan Schaub, who was relegated to a mere civilian after his untimely retirement from comedy just over a year ago, Bert is the worst at reading a room out of the entire Top 250 elite assassins.
You've been shaving your beard a lot lately.
No, both times it was for something.
I know, but it's kind of crazy is that I have not shaved my beard. This is the shortest I've made it in a long time.
This is at least for me, like when there's some growth, I'm a little more comfortable at being myself. When it's fresh baby shaved, I cannot stand it.
I'm more comfortable as me.
Shirtless.
100% shirtless.
Yeah.
Do you think I'll do my next special with a shirt?
We discussed this before.
I know, but I'm thinking about my last special.
Yeah.
It'll be my last special.
Your last special will be your last special?
The next special will be my last one, I think.
The one after Lucky?
Yeah, the one after Lucky, I think is going to be my last special.
Forever?
Yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Why is that? Why?
I don't know. There's a lot that goes into releasing a special.
Yeah.
And it's a lot that is starting to make me uncomfortable about doing this much press and like going out and hitting all the outlets. And then, I don't know, I used to enjoy it a lot. And then as I was promoting Lucky, I just started being like, how do you think this is going to pair against your other ones? Well, like, where do you get your material? What do your kids watch your material? Does your wife ever get mad at you? You really go hard on your wife this one. I just did one more special. I do it in a suit and tie.
That'd be cool.
And I go, this is my last special. Walk away from the game when the game still wants you.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to be like
begging for one.
60 years old going like, fucking Hulu won't call me back.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to help a relationship with Hulu.
My sister works there. I should be fine.
Okay, all right.
No, but you know what I mean?
I do know what you
mean. Walk
mean.
away from the game when the game still wants you.
Bro thinks he's in season 9 of Seinfeld and he's going to go out on top. I actually think there's a more serious side to that though, and I've said this a few times now about how Bert mentioned to Theo Von how he feels his material is getting stale. It seems to me that Bert's actually getting worried that he's at the end of the road when it comes to writing a new hour, so he's thinking of quitting comedy specials altogether. That makes so much sense because he'll probably keep touring given that he can't stand the silence of being alone with himself, and his touring audience would be a lot more forgiving than his comedy special audience, which is no doubt much, much bigger. Bobby Lee's been touring the same material for 30 fucking years, and that's exactly how I see things going for Bert. No more pressure to come up with new bits, just recycle, rinse, and repeat. I mean, Rogan even did that in his actual comedy special. But like I said at the beginning, in this episode of Two Bears, One Cave, Tom asked Bert about how Ari's been going around saying the drugging incident was fake and made up. This is how Bert responded.
Okay, we're on the roof of a place. Ari was with me, oddly enough. It was the week before he drugged me.
Did you see the whole thing about that too?
What?
Like that whole thing online about how that's a bit, it was made up. You never seen that?
No.
You didn't see it for real?
No.
It's like, it's pretty like, somebody goes, come on. And then he goes, no, it's a whole bit we did. Like Ari tells that it's a whole bit.
Yeah, I don't really. He's a fun guy to have in your life, man.
So that's not a bit.
No, it's not.
I almost called you to be like, wait, this is a bit?
That's why
He sold it really well.
I think this news story from Ari is lame as fuck. Shane Gillis was right when he told Ari to his face that he needed new material because the whole 50-year-old edgy comedian thing was getting old. But it goes back to an episode of the Ping Trip show from last month with Ari as a guest, where he laid out how the whole thing was just a bit that they were both in on.
I don't believe you, Davey, but you were telling me that the whole Bert thing is a bit. You didn't really spike Bert.
I did not.
Yeah. You did not really spike Bert?
No, we made that up. I thought that's already out. You did, yeah. You already talked about it. But people don't believe you because you're a known liar.
Wait a minute.
That's the problem.
That's not true.
Dude, I bought it.
Wait, it wasn't real?
Wait, but what's Bert's wife's name?
Leanne.
Yeah, I know
Leanne.
exactly what I was going to say.
Legitimately mad at you.
Like you're not allowed to be.
Wait a minute, you motherfucker. We've hung out and you're telling me how you spiked him. You lied to me?
Listen, buddy, once I get a troll going, I lose myself
You
in it.
played it so all the way into our friendship, and I don't give a either way.
Yeah.
So you're just practicing lying on me.
No, I believe it. I'd pass a detector. I'm believing it when I'm saying it.
Oh my God, you're like that's kind of like Renazizi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a sociopath.
That's the way you have to do it.
Yeah,
I just
I
get into
I
it.
get you.
There's no other way to do it.
Yeah, we talked about it, and I was talking about how much he'd love it. And then he was like, and then we just like, we plotted that out during that podcast.
You did it so well because I really thought like Leanne, right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Leanne's
but I was
gonna murder
like,
you.
but
I'd be pissed if I were.
We can we recorded the podcast. We're playing it. We're like not. He goes, we just won't put it out.
Yeah.
And that was a genius move on Bert's part. Because
Yeah.
then people were like, release the pod.
Yeah.
There's no pod. It's just us talking about it.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah.
I've never understood the hype around Ari. He comes off as a low-effort shit stirrer who got big from going on tour with Joe Rogan and Joey Diaz in the mid-2000s. He's even admitted himself that he couldn't get booked as a comedian when Rogan started to invite him on tour with them, and just like Bert, through overexposure and the rise of JRE, he found himself set up for life with a comedy career built off being an edgy cringe lord who rage baits people on Twitter. I also think it's shitty of him to try and give the story of him drugging Bert a new spin by pretending that the whole thing was a bit. If you know the full story, it's obvious it actually happened and Ari's just trying to milk the story to maintain relevance. Bert's wife banned Ari from their house for ages, and Ari had to eventually apologize to her backstage at an event, which several other people witnessed. So for him to come out and try to breathe life into the story is pretty shitty from him, but that's what Ari does. I guess my pedestrian brain is too simple to understand the comedy genius of it all. But remember to check out the link in the description to my Patreon if you want to see my full review of Bert's comedy special. There's a bunch of other exclusive content on there as well, so check that out if you're interested. Otherwise, make sure you subscribe to my channel here on YouTube and hit the like button while you're here. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.
I don't actually. I think I'm changing opinions on big dicks. I think I'm glad I got a pretty medium dick.
Yeah.
Like a medium dick is the best dick to have.